So it's been about a week since the meeting with Maul. In that time, there's been some news stories have come out. Aterrados did a live stream, basically issuing his manifesto and also claiming credit for the death of the CEO that was murdered. This has had a very mixed reaction. The narrative was already on the Garen did it train, so this has just added more confusion to that. The authorities have basically after this said that there is a warrant out for Aterrados' arrest. With state and federal authorities, so there is a APB out on him, but there's a lot of questions about whether or not he actually did it, whether this was just like him trying to claim credit for something Garen did or whatever. Something that has not been readily apparent, but now people have really started to notice, and is that Cestus Pax has also not been seen since that confrontation. Utopia didn't really make it public or make a big deal out of it, but people are starting to notice that that is a thing that is true. We will move to the PCs, and we will start with Fawn and Sovereign. You are both in the Blackburn, where you are having kind of a lunch meeting, debriefing, kind of recentering meeting with both the Count and with Bounty. And they are, there's been a lot of sort of preliminary, just sort of talking over things. You guys have a nice spread of vegan food before you. And Bounty starts off kind of the real conversations with saying, so things have been a little quiet for about a week. How are the two of you doing?
I mean, things have been going pretty good for me. Right now, I am like right in the middle of trying to hire like some cool like bodyguards or something because I just feel like getting shot at twice in less than a year is too many times.
The Count says, absolutely, we're working on vetting the right people to make sure that you're feel protected.
Hmm.
Certainly that is a priority, but also I must encourage you to not rely on security. You should be training yourself as well to be able to respond to these situations.
Yeah, I'm also working on that. I have hired a personal trainer and I am working on bettering myself. Uh, and stuff like that. I could totally run like a 15-minute mile now.
Excellent. But do
It's
not
not good.
neglect your quantum abilities as well. That is what will truly see you through any dire encounter.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
And Fawn, how are you handling your new state of being?
Um, I'm okay. Uh, it's a little bit of adjusting. Just a different way of viewing things, I guess.
That is fairly universally true. Bounty says, I've noticed you're a bit more balanced. Definitely your energies and your attunement to nature seems to be settled more.
Yes. Um, I have, I, I, I have taken on more aspects of a different animal. Actually, the lynx. Did some research on it. They're actually quite beautiful up here. Are you familiar with them?
Yes, most certainly. It's a lovely animal. It's certainly a good thing to take into yourself.
I think the biggest thing I'm having to adjust to is this tail. I'm not used to having a tail. And it's not like one of the long, pretty ones either. It's like a short, stubby one. So it's a little weird.
It's pretty cute.
It kind of reminds me of just a really long bunny tail.
Yeah.
But
The Count says that is certainly a new look, and it suits you well. The next thing we really need to talk about is how things are going with the purpose of the team. Sort of your outreach towards youth, and the message that we're trying to put forth that youth that erupt have a home in the Terrigen. We're having some difficulty incorporating Aterrados' recent activities.
I do not support it.
That is your right to support or not support anything you so desire. We just wanted to make sure that both of you were still committed, and if there's anything that you needed regarding support regarding that mission.
No, I think so far things are pretty good. Honestly, the only thing that we need is time, I guess. That the whole brazen and proud murder thing doesn't look great, but with enough time and with putting different things in front of people's faces, they'll eventually forget. People
Actually, I
always
have
forget.
something that I would like to put forth, and I need some help how to best craft it.
By all
Ooh.
means, that's what we're here for.
Fawn puts down a tablet and pulls up the information that was sent to her by Nisha about the other that industry place and the experiments that they do and all those numbers, and she sets it on the table and she goes, I want to show that there can be nonviolent ways to do this. I want to put this information out there, and I want them to suffer. I want them to suffer for what they've been doing to these animals. I want
Oh.
everyone to know, and I want it blasted across everywhere.
I'll help for
He
sure.
Bounty sort of nods and says, I've been going over this with her as well. Count takes a look at and says, if this is something you wish to do, then by all means we can support you in it.
What seems
This
to be
would
the
be your
problem?
initiative. I have to say, although I do agree with you that their use of animals is distasteful, they are independent novas, and they are free to do as they see fit. This is what's saying that you certainly can draw upon our support, but I wouldn't say this would be key to the overall message of our of the Terrigen. But
Is it not? I thought here we can do our individual things.
absolutely you can, and if this is something you wish to do, then that is fine. But they are also novas, and this is also something that they wish to do. From a philosophical standpoint, from the philosophy of Terrace, both of you are pursuing your ends. Now, you have committed yourself to the Terrigen, and that entitles you to some support from the organization and the group that's come together. But only in so much as this is something that we support you because you are with us, not something that because it inherently aligns with our core philosophy.
I can get you in touch with my team, and we can put together like a vicious smear case. Like we can edit together like a documentary. Like we can get it put everywhere. Like 100%. I'll help you. If it's what you want to do, like let's do it.
Most certainly, we can
I
definitely. Yes.
think then we need to speak about this further. Perhaps there is some sort of misunderstanding from where I'm coming from. My
Let's.
my
By all means.
idea, I've dedicated myself to the betterment treatment for animals. People view them as such and they abuse them frequently. This is my goal. This is my thing of I'm going to make sure I can make it a better place for them. And I don't care who's fucking with them, but it's going to stop.
I mean, he says he's gonna support you. He just isn't putting his name on it.
I understand that, but it also comes down, it may be a problem in the future.
It may be a problem in the future, and I'm being frank with you, Fawn, in that while you have our support and while we'll do what we can to help you as a fellow Terrat to achieve your goals, this is inherently not something aligned with the core mission of Terrace. The core mission of Terrace is Nova freedom, your freedom as well as theirs. So if it becomes a problem, our support is not unlimited. And it is something that you might have to stand on your own without our full backing.
Understood.
Good, as long as we're understood about the boundaries and limits of things. But by all means, collaborate with Sovereign. She's an excellent person for getting messages out. She has my resources to call upon. And we will do what we can to make sure this gets resolved in the way that you said desire it.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
These weird brothers are not Terrats. They do not align with us, so we don't inherently support them, but they are Novas. So anything else that we need to go over? Any other plans? Any things that we need to coordinate with?
No, nothing that I can think of like off the top of my head right now. Mostly it's just been all damage control and everything like that, but it's going pretty well.
Excellent. How do things go with your opposite numbers? Utopia's kids.
I mean, in my personal opinion, that entire meeting could have gone a little bit better. But they had questions and they were like asking questions, and you know, Divismal was very patient in answering all of them, and you know, I don't think it clicked with them. But they
I don't think even he was expecting immediate conversion. Sometimes you have to plant a seed and give it time to grow.
I think maybe they have too much baggage associated with being Novas to really jump into it yet.
Well, they are young, so we can hope that eventually they will see where their better interest lies.
We can hope.
I have another meeting to attend. By all means, enjoy the spread. I believe Bounty will be available if you need any further assistance, but I must be heading out.
All right, good luck.
Excellent. We'll move over to Utopia Tower, where Circuit and Waterlily are in their apartment. Waterlily, you've received a message that the tank is going to be coming to kind of have a meeting with you pretty shortly, but you guys have a moment alone before she shows up.
I feel like Waterlily, on returning, sort of kind of dove into the whole training and hasn't really had a chance to ground with people around her like she normally does. So but is definitely sort of nervously waiting to see if there's any response from the messages that she sent, and is kind of nervous that Tank is going to be one of those responses. So she's honestly just in like the commons area, reading her texts, doing her studying, but has been kind of off balance the whole last couple weeks.
What about Circuit? What's Circuit up to?
Probably aside from a lot of angry music and breakup music and working out in the pushing her bolt powers, she probably hasn't come out that much. She'll probably just like start to feel cooped up and finally make her way out to try and be social with people, because she knows it's not good to be completely online all the time. So she'll probably just walk out and see Lily in the living room there and just kind of plop down next to her.
Oh, hi.
Hey, what you doing?
Right now it's and she'll pause and circle back up to the top of the paragraph. I think we're on behavioral health. I mean, that's usually my topics, but this one in particular is shock responses.
Just catching up on reading?
No, I've mentioned this before. I'm sort of trying to pick up what would be the equivalent of the degree information that I wanted to. I know you can't really, GED a medical degree, but eventually I'm going to get there. I'm just going to have to piecemeal it around all of this with Utopia.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your studying.
No, I probably need a break. This gets a little dense a little quickly. What are you up to?
Nothing much. I figured I should actually get out of my room and socialize RL. So,
Well, I apologize that that more people aren't around. What have you been working on?
not not much. I think I'm getting better with my electrical abilities, but aside from that, not really much. Just trying to sort some stuff and not overthink it.
Makes sense. It sounds like you've been, not to, I would say we're not trying to overhear, but your music's been very loud. So it sounds like you've had something going
Sorry.
on.
Yeah.
No need to be sorry. We all express ourselves in different ways.
It's just all that with narcosis and everything's kind of a lot.
We never really talked about that. You just showed up very upset. What happened, Nisha?
She just caught me off guard. I was already opening up to Aterrados, trying to, reach across the divide and see, if this was like a one-time thing or like his new path in life, kind of. And she just caught me completely exposed, for lack of a better, like emotionally exposed, not actually exposed. It wasn't that kind of date. Oh God, no.
Understood. You're a bit hard to rattle. I it's only been a couple months, but what precisely, I suppose, was the problem?
She just started, I don't like, I don't I don't know how to respond to the things that she was offering. It was definitely came off with it as a too good to be true kind of thing. Like, have you ever been worshipped as a goddess? And just really over the top, like you could be bigger than anybody else. And it's just
Okay. Wow.
way too much for, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I am curious. You are one of the people in our group who is so much better with social media and attention like that. What part of it was, I mean, aside from the grandiose speech of worship, that certainly has its own bearing, but in regards to the attention, what do you want with online attention? What are your goals?
I mean, I want attention, but I don't think the way she was offering it was the way that I want it. Like I was trying to warn Aterrados because that the message that he wants to get across, doing that with her, it's not going to come across the way he necessarily wants. He's not going to get final edit or creative control. And I feel like it would have been the same situation where you're more of a puppet figure and you don't actually have any control over the context at which it's being delivered. And I frankly like having control. I like
Right.
being able to craft my own image.
Yeah, you have a better sense of who you are. Understood. In regards to Aterrados, I literally the first time I ever spoke to him was at that meeting. And as you can see, we were both in a very complicated place. But you seemed to feel that it was important to speak to him. What are your thoughts?
I don't, he just gives me this caught in the wrong group of friends vibe. Like maybe, I mean, he'd probably still be rebellious and want to get his message across. Like he's very passionate about what he wants, which is more equality, which, you know, who doesn't want equality? Everybody wants equality. So that's fine. But I think maybe being around, you know, Garon and other terrorist members is not the best way to get that across. That's just what I kind of get. I mean, who knows? He could have just been like this from the start. I don't know.
Yeah. I understand. I understand activism and the need to improve the world. Certainly, as I said at the time, his points have, certain merits in regards to the needs necessary, but I'm just concerned that he seems to slide into zealotry very easily.
Yeah, and that whole thing has kind of gotten me in the spiral of what if I had joined the Terrigen instead? What if I had, like, how would my life be different up to this point now? Like, who would that person be as opposed to who I am? And that's just weird. It's a lot of weird stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot. It feels strange to harp on it, but I can't let it go. When Maul said that he was the reason that this spread, that this kept happening, I just remember being home and with my friends and blonde and 12 sizes larger and just a different person with different plans. And so I'm thinking about who I might have been too. So I guess that's us trying to figure ourselves out.
Your door buzzer rings.
Oh,
I think that might be for me.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever met Tank. I'm gonna go get this. We'll see who's here.
Okay. Sure.
And Virginia will go to the door.
Yeah, the door, it is Tank. She comes in and says, "Oh, good. Oh, thank God, Virginia." She actually seems a bit flustered. She says, good. And she looks behind you and sees Nisha there, and she's like, "Oh, Nisha's there too. Good, 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 excellent. Do you mind?"
Yes, no, Miss Chow, please come in.
She comes in and she sits in the couches with you and says, "Sorry, I just had a very frustrating meeting with Melissa. Um, how are the two of you doing?"
Doing okay. Uh,
Fairly existential, probably. We've had a lot to think about this last week.
I don't doubt it. I just got the briefing on your recent activities, most of them, and just had to just like I said, I just had a conversation with your handler, and that didn't go very well. So I just wanted to come down and make sure that both of you are okay. I know I wouldn't have been okay with what she apparently signed off on. So if you're having existential thoughts, I'm not doubting it. I just wanted to just touch base with you and with you, Nisha, as well, and hopefully at some point your other team members, because she kind of like steals herself and is like, I don't think you're being handled in a very responsible way.
yeah. Was there good information at least?
Oh yes, no, it's very good information, very valuable information. At least the portion of it I was allowed to read. Um, I just wanted, because, well, I mean, I've been in a room with him once, and it wasn't well, I wouldn't say it was a bad experience, but it was an unmooring experience. So I wanted to make sure that both of you are okay.
Oh, well, it was, of course, fully nonviolent. There was no aggression in any of the parties participating. Um, it's sorry, go ahead.
No, I that's to be expected. From what I can tell, he hasn't displayed any of his apparently considerable power in that manner for some time. It's he's far more dangerous than that.
I I'm interested in your thoughts. I'm more than willing to speak about my own, but you clearly have impressions. Can I ask for them?
It's just it's a general sense of anxiety. Like I said, I read portions of the transcript, not all of them, but I'm sorry. That was not a very good meeting, and
He seemed under the impression that the message he was trying to give us was that we are being used. You have also arrived with what sounds to be a similar message. Am I wrong?
I think that he is wrong in regards to Aeon and Utopia. I think that you specifically have been done a disservice in your new handler. I think she's far more interested in scoring points with the organization than she is managing you in a safe and responsible manner.
Is the organization willing to give her those points for that?
That is currently up in the air. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of wheels in motion. She's gotten some accolades, but I'm trying to make sure that those are tempered with the fact that you have been put in situations that you shouldn't have been.
And Waterlily will look over at Circuit with, what are your thoughts?
Just kind of nodding, like it is definitely given me some new things to think about. Like you came in, we're literally just talking about like what ifs, like what if not erupted, what if maybe we had gotten scooped up by somebody else. kind of things. Like
Well, that's. I'm not saying it's
nature and
bad to have
nurture.
those thoughts, but it just you need to be mindful that things are getting tenser, and you should.
She looks over at 10 Sergeant. No.
Tensor is not here.
Seriously, with the statement, it was like eyes flickered a room.
No, you should just be wary of expressing anything that might give people the wrong idea.
I understand. But we do have people that we can talk to still within.
Absolutely, you do. And I am going to be arranging some additional people that you can talk to in case you don't want to use the ones that your current handler has on file.
I appreciate that.
Miss Chow, you've always been a good friend to me in regards to trying to better understand how to use powers in a way that would not unduly influence a people badly, making as little impact as necessary. Do you think that there's something else we need to be knowing? I trust you. If you tell me there's something that I'm not seeing or that I need to watch for, I'll believe you. I just need to know.
She says, I think that while we might not be in the best situation logistically right now on an organizational level with your team, and I hate to echo the statements of what you were recently exposed to, but the notion that you are novas, and that means you have a lot of power and cachet and the ability to shape things, push things in directions that even perhaps the bureaucracy might not want. That is a very powerful thing, and I just think that you and both of you should be aware of your own best interests, and that if we can push through some of this trouble, that you can still have a good, healthy place here with Utopia.
What are your thoughts? I know you've been catching up. Do you have impressions on the interactions that we've been having with the legacy group?
I've read some reports regarding it. I think I don't think it's a waste of time, but I don't, in my personal opinion, I don't see any good opportunities for bringing them around. I think from what I've read, I think they're pretty set where they are, and I think that you should minimize your risk.
They have someone like you with abilities similar. I mostly just been trying to let her know some of the things that she can do that are a good impact on the world, on more than just herself. And maybe you're right. Maybe there's not going to be any big changes, but I think these interactions we're having are at least planting the seeds of the potential for something different, but equally exposing ourselves to the similar.
Yeah, I mean, if we're having these same discussions, maybe they are as well.
Good to know. But like I said, I think that you should be looking out for your own well-being. Um, I think that's most important right now. They're novas, they can handle themselves, and if opportunity strikes, opportunity strikes. But I wouldn't stick my neck out. At least not how things are right now.
Okay. Well, thank you. As I said, I appreciate your thoughts on the situation.
He says, I have some other things to get to. I just wanted to, like I said, wanted to check in with you, kind of give you guys an update from where I see things. Do you guys need anything else before I head out?
No, I'm good.
Good. All right. Well, Virginia, you know how to get in contact with me. Nisha, if you need anything, I'm pretty easy to get in touch with. Um,
Of
I
course.
yeah.
Thank you, Miss Chow. Truly. Thank you for whatever conversation you had with Melissa. I very clearly it emotionally frustrated you, and I hope that
It
she heard
did.
you as well.
It did, and she kind of you see her like making a decision and says, "We all need to be very careful right now."
Understood.
And she it's clear that like she's trying to like rationalize saying something to herself, and she says, "Pax isn't doing well. He's not available, so our strongest punch is off the table right now."
Oh, it,
He was at the fight at Midtown.
Yeah,
right.
something happened. I'm not clear to know what was, but I just know that he's not been at meetings. He's not been on the field, and something's up with him. So be very careful.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I
Thank
need
you.
to get going. Be well. Call me if you need anything.
Mhm.
Please.
She leaves, and we'll move back over to the Blackburn, where Sovereign and Fawn, you guys have finished your lunch. Bounty has let you know that if you need to talk with her, she's available, but you guys also have some time to yourselves.
Cassie's going to sort of chat with Fawn about how she wants to go around slandering the Weird Brothers. Where do you want to do the scene, Fawn? Do you want to do it in your room or what?
Whichever is fine.
Yeah, we
Fawn's-
could.
But we can do it in Fawn's room. That's fine.
Okay, sounds good. Out on the porch. So I think we should do like a documentary sort of thing, like not super long, not like like a 3-hour documentary or anything. Like I'm thinking like 45 minutes to an hour, and just
Cassie.
lay your car. What's that?
I don't want this to be a slander campaign.
I
don't want it hit them with big, exaggerated facts. I want the facts. I want it spelled out clearly what they are doing to these animals. I want everyone to know exactly what's happening.
I mean, yeah, you're going to be doing that. The thing is, what they're doing is actually like not to like be rude or anything, but most people like don't care. Like that's not me. Most people, so much weird stuff happens every day that people don't care about a couple of novas abusing animals. So you kind of have to make it so people care.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I don't want you to put it out there and put it out there flat. And then, like, I don't know, a celebrity goes on a high profile date and it gets washed under the rug. You know what I mean? It needs to be, it needs to be inflammatory enough that when people see it, they think about it all day.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, like, you don't have to lie. That's the thing. You don't have to lie. You just put things out and then you put how it makes you feel.
Okay.
And then you get some other people. Like, we can get some interviews with like other people, like maybe Bounty or, you know,
No,
no, you only want it to be you.
I don't want to use the Terrigen.
Bounty might do it individually despite her association. They just don't
That's
want to put the
fine.
Terrigen name on it. You know what I mean?
No, because eventually it's going to cause me to leave.
What will?
Our idea differences.
Oh, you think so?
I'm not letting this go. I have compromised a lot of my beliefs, a lot of them, while on this team. I
Is
will
this?
not compromise this one.
I guess I'm just a little confused. I'm not sure what you're having to compromise on.
There will come a time when someone on this team is going to, not on this team, in this organization is going to abuse animals. It's going to come up. They're going to tell me that it's not okay because we need to let the Novas do their thing.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to leave over it.
And that would be your right as a Nova. Yeah. No, that tracks.
So no, I don't want to use the Terrigen as examples.
You don't think that even if you were to leave, your relationship with Bounty would stand?
I think my relationship with Bounty, and she knows me,
Yeah.
she knows that it will eventually come down to that.
Okay. Well,
I
so
have
long as you two know.
compromised my notion on the fact that I think all life is precious,
Mhm.
and I have to watch violence happen constantly. Now we have the whole thing where I don't believe in killing. We have the whole thing with Aterrados. That's another thing I have to compromise on myself with this team right now.
Yeah,
But
him
I'm
doing
doing
that really
it.
did. That really was kind of a disaster.
And I'm currently doing it. But I cannot lose myself. This is my identity. This is who I am. And I'm not going to lose myself by compromising it over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll be sad to see you go, but I
Just
do love
because,
you and I'd hate to see you change in any sort of way that you would hate.
Cassie, I love you too.
Good.
I mean that. But just because I leave when it happens, I'm not saying it's happening right now, but it's going to.
Yeah.
And I understand if they want me to leave earlier. I get it. But doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Of course. I don't
It
have
just
any sort of
means
problem with that. If you gotta go, you gotta go. I would never ask somebody to stay and do something that they don't want to do.
I was scared before. That's why I didn't speak up and speak my mind. But I'm not scared anymore. Now I'm just pissed.
Hell yeah. Well, I guess I want you to have what you want. The people I like should have the things that they want. And if we want to blast this and we want them to feel repercussions, then let's do it. Let's make it happen, Fawn.
Hey, Cassie,
What's
you
that?
know how I always tell you not to go crazy with it?
Yeah.
Let's go batshit fucking insane with it.
Let's go. I'm about to call up Isaac Weaver. He owes me a favor. Let's destroy
Do
them.
this shit.
Let's do it. Let me get Lauren on the call. Let me get Lauren on a call. We have to get people over. We have to get a team. We need to start writing a script. Oh, I'm so excited to make Steven Weird cry.
And I'm ready to make sure people understand that these animals that they're abusing have every right to be here. In fact, they are more natural than anyone else.
Love
And it's
it. Love
damn
it.
start time that people stop treating them like assets and trash and expendable,
Uh-huh.
because they're
Uh-huh.
not.
God, I love it. I love it. I love your passion. I love all of it. And she starts she gets on her phone and starts essentially calling everyone.
All right, yeah, you call Lauren and let her know that you want to go full on a media campaign, and she's
Right.
absolutely 100% for it. You start arranging your things. You can put a call into Israel Weaver. He's sort of an independent journalist that has been known for asking impertinent questions and getting all sorts of interesting answers out of people. You can definitely put a call into him. So yeah, the wheels on that start to move. We'll move back over to Utopia Tower for a bit. Tank has left, two of you to your own devices. Shortly after she does, Tensor comes out of their room, and they actually have a fairly large duffel bag on their shoulder. And they just kind of come out into the common area, sort of look at the both of you and say, I'm heading out for a bit.
Okay.
Is that all equipment or?
Some clothes. They're doing a big upgrade at CERN, and I'm going to be helping out with that.
Okay.
All right.
How long will you be gone?
I think a couple weeks.
You haven't had a chance to meet Melissa, have you?
Oh, I've met with Melissa. She's a bitch.
Thank you. That's what I was waiting for. Yes, please enjoy your time away, and think kindly on those of us remaining.
I most certainly will. Don't let her give you any crap.
It's complicated. I feel like part of being here involves taking some crap, but also it's finding the line where.
Well, maybe I'm privileged. My contracts bring in at least $1 million a quarter into Utopia, so I can push my weight around. So yeah, I don't let her compromise my safety.
Okay.
Good call.
I'll miss you.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a lot of work, so I'm going to be putting the nose to the grindstone and all that good stuff. So
You'll likely enjoy it.
It'll be great. I'll keep in touch. I'll if things get weird, I'll probably won't do much, but I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you very much.
Anyway,
Sounds
yeah.
good.
So I've got to get going. I've got a plane to catch. So
Well, take
Uh,
care. Good luck.
They head out. And a moment or so after they do, Nisha, you get a text message on your phone.
Oh, okay.
It is from Steven.
Virginia has literally put her head on Nisha's shoulder the minute the door closed, and it's just like, okay, you're laughing. I need a laugh. Tell me about your laugh.
Oh, that wasn't no.
Oh, that was gas.
That was more of a sigh.
Ignore me. Mystery. the mystery laugh of the
Evil
ether.
Cassie laugh over there.
Cool. So yeah, now she basically just watching the door for a second is like, okay, what are we going to do besides this?
Well, first I'm gonna open this text message.
So it's a message. It says, "Hey Nisha, don't know if you're busy right now, but we're doing a systems check on one of our fabrication plants, and actually wouldn't mind if you take a look at some of our systems to make sure that we've been running into some bugs in the software end of things. So we would love to have your eye on it.
Oh.
And he gives you a little link to a it's basically a locational data link to a facility out in on the outskirts of Tokyo.
Ooh, Tokyo. That could be fun. How do you feel about Tokyo?
In general?
Well, Steven wants me to go check his system for him. He's having bug issues. I have no idea what could be causing that.
Wait, are you two still together?
Yeah, I've never broke up with anyone. I've never dated anyone before either, so, you know, this is all a bunch of firsts.
Well, if it will change the topic off of dating, then yes, Tokyo's nice.
I mean, we could go together. It'd be a
Oh,
nice
wait.
change of place.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think I would like that. I think I would like that rather than sitting here and moping.
Yes, absolutely. All right, I'm gonna take the job. Yeah, she'll just text back, sure thing. Look forward to seeing you. Smiley face.
He responds, and yeah, he says, "Great, awesome. We've got really good setup here. There's a lot to see in Tokyo, a lot to do. We've got some really good stuff that we can do when we're not working." And he says, try and keep it on the down low. We've got some pretty sensitive stuff that we're working on out here. Wouldn't want to have any interlopers like in previous times.
She just kind of, her finger hovers over the keyboard. She kind of just glances at, she's holding it so Virginia can also read it. Like,
Well,
trying to decide here. I could just leave it on read. I think I might just leave it on read. I don't know.
what's the conflict?
I mean, I'm not opposed to letting Fawn. I have no information on what they're currently working on.
Uh-huh.
So I have no reason to. I have nothing to provide at this point.
You have the location of
But
where they're
I
working.
know that.
What are your feelings? Like, you're clearly feeling something about this.
I'm not. I guess I'm trying to figure out how bad of a breakup I want this to be.
Oh, I see.
Like,
how comfortable are you with the blame coming back to you?
oh, it's fine.
Okay, then, at that point, I believe, I don't want to say follow your heart because that's ridiculous in this sentence, but you clearly have goals, and
I just like knowing stuff.
all right, what is there to know in this situation? That's very different than what seems to be going on.
No. I in general like to know stuff. I assume other people like also to know stuff. Therefore, I could let Fawn know what's going on.
So as a goodwill gesture, you were informing her that we will be there, or that there is this happening?
They're doing a thing in Tokyo.
All right. Again, it's your business. I as far as I can tell, I am the companion to this adventure.
Okay. Sure. All right. Yeah, I'm a quick text message to Fawn.
What do you send her?
Weird Brothers are working on something with their system in Tokyo. I'm going to check it out. this is supposed to be on the DL to keep, quotes, troublesome, end quotes, issues away. But me and Lily are going to Tokyo if you want to meet up later.
Fawn just kind of like looks
Yeah,
at her.
you guys are kind of in the middle of like preparation planning stages. Lauren's shown up. There's a whiteboard. There are PowerPoints getting put together. There's a couple of other like Lauren's underlings are here. And then in the midst of this, Fawn, you get this text message.
Cassie,
What's that?
Cassie.
What,
Does it say what I think it says?
Let me see.
She'll flash the phone over.
Oh, yes. See?
Have I mentioned how much I love Circuit? And her hair is so fluffy. I just want to bap it.
Her hair's okay.
You mean you don't like it? It's so pretty.
I mean, it's like, okay. It's like a good, cool color, I suppose.
Cassie.
What? Listen,
Be nice.
I'm so nice to her.
She's cute.
I mean, yeah, she's beautiful. She's a Nova. We're all beautiful. Come on, please. Do you want to go to Japan? Listen, hey, Lauren.
Yes.
So, when do you think we can get Israel Weaver?
I'm working out with his people right now. Do you guys have a lead? Something that might entice him?
Yeah, we definitely do. Apparently there's going to be a little expo here in Japan. Let me see. When does it have a date or anything?
As they put it.
A sound check. Oh, I would love nothing more than to put Israel in a room during the Q&A and have him grill them. Oh, I love it.
Well, what you have is that they have a facility that is in the outskirts of Tokyo. You've got Circuit, did you send them like the location data?
Oh,
yeah, she probably sent them the pin.
Yeah. So there's nothing currently about like an event or anything. It's just that's where they're doing some work, and you guys know where it is.
So we should go try to scope that out and figure out what's going on.
Well, I'm not really an espionage bitch, but maybe I know somebody who is.
Well, we kind of know someone who's going on the inside.
Nisha.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. They definitely wouldn't let me in. I've already well, you know what? Never say never.
They might let you in, but give me a second. And she sends back to Nisha. She goes, if you can get the deets or know what's going on in there, they might have a interviewing visitors show up asking some pertinent questions.
Oh, God.
Also, it's funny. Sovereign just asked me to go to Japan.
She's getting good at lying.
What a coincidence. We should meet up in Tokyo.
We should.
All right. So
Waterlily I'm sorry.
Yeah, you guys are able to get some details thrown together. Lauren is working on the back end on a lot of the media campaign stuff, but you guys are able to arrange independent travel, spontaneous, tickets to Tokyo, fairly easily. I'll let anyone who wants to be doing the research see that, like in this area on the outskirts of Tokyo, it is kind of a suburb town that's known for one of its more like modern hot springs.
Hell yeah. I was literally about to look that up.
Okay, so clearly we all need to meet here and have our meeting.
Oh, for sure. Let's do it.
And that's where we'll end it this week. Tune in next time to see where things go from here on Aberrant Atomic Youth. Don't forget to follow the characters on Twitter to see more of the story, and follow Simulacra RPGs for updates on the show and the channel. If you'd like to support the show, you can subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels at Simulacra TV, but the best way is to go to patreon.com/Simulacra Studios and become a patron. A big thanks to our $5 and up patrons. You keep the story going, and we couldn't do it without you. Until next time, remember, your legacy is our future.